All right, guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how bad of an idea it is to finance a vehicle. I'm going to be covering a few things, why it's more expensive, why it's a bad idea, and how dealerships actually try to get you and suck you into their system. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that as well. My name is Ace. Welcome to my channel. This channel is based on any and everything that has to do with making the right financial decisions. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I'm hoping that you guys can learn from these mistakes. That's why I'm trying to build this community that anyone can go back to and catch or learn at least something every single time. Why buying or financing a vehicle is a horrible idea? Well, let's start off with the value. As soon as you sign your name on that dotted line that you are the first owner of a brand new vehicle, you already lost about 10 to 50, 10 to between 10 and 30% of the value of the vehicle. That's right as you ride off the lot. You get on the main road from the dealership, that you already lost $10,000. That's if you got around maybe a $50,000 vehicle. That's already right off the bat, you lost $10,000. Now, if you drive back, you drive to the gas station and you drive back to the dealership and tell them, hey, I don't want this vehicle anymore, they're gonna buy it back from you at a huge loss. So we'll start off with that. I think, and after reading and learning a lot, and I used to be in the car business, so I know exactly how that goes. Most millionaires, and I think about 90% of millionaires, don't buy brand new vehicles. They buy 3-year-old vehicles that have the same options, the same engines, the same, everything is the same, but they make someone else take the hit, right? So you don't want to be that person. Now, there's a lot of things that you can do if you're already financing a vehicle and you feel like you're stuck. So if you're stuck, what you can do in this case is start paying it off slowly, right? It depends on how much. And you guys, I want you to comment below if you're driving a vehicle that's financed, what kind of vehicle it is and how much your interest rate is, right? Because that makes a big difference. I mean, if you're at, say, 14% interest, which is huge, that's subprime. They call it subprime. That's when your credit is not that great, but you still want to finance a vehicle. If you buy a $40,000 vehicle, you're going to end up paying about $60,000 in the long run in a 6-year term, which is 72 months. So first of all, you're losing value. You're overpaying for it, okay? And you're paying interest to the bank. If you can't pay for it cash twice, that means you cannot afford it, okay? So what you do in this case is you're going to have to get from A to B, right? You can't afford it at the moment, so do not get into debt, right? That's another thing. And another thing, maintenance is more expensive for a newer car. Brakes are going to be more expensive. Oil, tires. If something goes wrong, you're going to be paying a lot of money to fix it. And the more bells and whistles that the vehicle has, the more problems you're going to have, the more money you're going to spend. So that's another thing. So yeah, maintenance is very expensive. Another thing, when you go to the dealership, they're going to sit you down. They're going to be like, oh, hey, Mr. Customer, you are driving a 2005 Honda Civic. Why don't you get into a brand new Honda Civic and save money? How are you saving money if you're paying $20,000? You already own a vehicle that's paid off. Now you got to go pay $20,000. Interest rates are crazy right now as well. But regardless, even if it's 1%, I'm going to sit you down and be like, oh, well, when was the last time you got an oil change or changed your tires or your brakes? You're going to be like, oh, well, 8 months ago. Oh, well, now you're due for an oil change. So now that's $150 plus brakes. That's another $150 plus tires. That's about $500-600. They're like, well, you're going to be paying $1,000 soon. Why don't you get into a vehicle that's about $200 a month, $300 a month, or whatever the case is, whatever game they have planned. Each dealership and each brand is different. They have their own incentives. They have their own interest rates, their own payments, and you know, all that stuff. So don't fall for that. Yes, I would rather keep my existing vehicle and repair it. Simple maintenance, not repairs. if it's repairs, and even if it was repairs, it would still make more sense than getting into a new vehicle. Okay. Not only, sorry, I'm going to get back to this, but not only do you lose value when you drive off the lot, a year or two later, that depreciates every single year, a huge percentage, right? You're $30,000 you paid for a vehicle, $30,000 today. In 5 years, it's going to be worth $8,000. That's besides what you pay for interest, besides what you pay for maintenance and all that stuff. So just keep that in mind. Don't let them fool you. And they will put a paper down and be like, okay, well, you're Mr. Customer, you're going to be paying for an oil change, you're going to be paying for this, for that. And then especially if you're driving an older vehicle that already has an existing loan on it, then they're going to be like, well, you're already paying $200 for this. So why don't I, for $250, I'll put you in a brand new vehicle. You don't have to worry about repairs. You don't have to worry about anything. Don't do it, because they know exactly what they're doing. They're gonna extend your term from, like, maybe you might be able to pay it off in a year or two, right? Which is 24 months, for example. They will put you in a 72-month term for the same amount of money, but you're paying for the next 6 years. So don't fall for that. Do not fall for that. And if you have fell for that before, everybody has, including myself. I want you to comment below. I want you to subscribe if you're getting value out of this video, by the way. I want you to comment below what happened to you, what kind of vehicle, what kind of interest rate, what kind of dealership, which area, whether it's in UK, US, Canada, Australia, wherever you are. Comment below. We all want to learn from. This is what this community is doing. Comment below. This is why we're building this community, people, so we could all wake up. All right, so we could all learn from each other's mistakes. This is a huge family, and we're all learning from each other. So I need you to, all right, comment. Anyway, do not fall for this, because it's very easy. And here's the thing: when they're doing cold calls at the dealerships, and guys, I have experience in that. I know how they do it, because I worked at dealerships before, and I know exactly how they get you in. All they want to do is get you down. They're like, okay, well, you're paying $250. How about I'll give you, I'll lower your interest rate and you'll still be paying $250, but you'll be in a new vehicle. Guys, you're going to be upside down. They call it upside down, which is negative equity. You don't want negative equity. You don't want to be paying $60,000 for a $30,000 vehicle just because you decided to renew the term or the loan. Don't do that. That's a big mistake. That's the worst debt you could get into, guys. Okay. The worst debt you could ever get into. Yeah, when you get into the dealership, that's when they get you. So they have a system. And if you notice, when you walk into a dealership, the salesman will always try to take control every single time. That's why they try to tell you, oh, you're looking for a Ford Focus? Follow me. And then they turn around without even asking you if you want to come in, or right? So those are all tactics that dealerships use to get the customer sucked into their system. Right? I'm not knocking dealerships. They're trying to make money. But I'm telling you, in order for this community that we're building together, okay, to stop making mistakes, financial mistakes, we'll leave the whole system for other people that want to fall for it. For the people, for our community here on this channel, we don't want to fall for those mistakes. I'm happy the dealerships are making money. I want the dealerships to make money, right? But don't fall for that. We should not be falling for that. Now, so yeah, when they get you in, they suck you in. They're like, oh, follow me, Mr. Customer. I got the perfect vehicle for you. Or, oh, we do have a Ford Focus in red, just like you said. And then they tell you, oh, follow me to the desk. That's when you start getting into this cycle I call it a cycle. It's the system that they use, right? And they start filling out a guest sheet. Some of them do, unless they're like a really professional salesman where they do all the math in their head. And what they do is they just keep asking you questions. Oh, is this for business or pleasure? Do you like lighter or darker colors? They keep your options open so you feel like you're the one that's making the decision when they are, right? I'm telling you, I don't want to knock anyone. I'm happy for the dealerships and how they do it. Do your thing. This community, this channel, we're not falling for that stuff at all. I don't care what anybody says. So when they get you in and they sit you down, you need to take back control of the situation. Otherwise, you will get sucked in every single time. right? And then they go and get you the payments and stuff, and they never tell you, oh, which one's better. They're like, oh, well, sign here, and then they hand you the pen. So trust me, you don't have an option, okay? You're just following their system. As for the insurance, I want to talk about the insurance. You're paying $200 at the moment. They tell you, oh, I'm going to lower your interest rate, so more money goes towards the principal, right? Technically, that's what you think is going on. So you're paying $200. They tell you, okay, that $200, we're going to keep it at $200. We're going to lower your interest rate. So as far as the payments go, I want to clarify something for the insurance. You're not considering the insurance, because right now you're paying, let's say it's a 2015 Chevy Malibu, okay? 2015 Chevy Malibu. You're paying $150 for insurance. Now they tell you, well, I'll keep your payment at $200, and then I'll lower your interest rate so more money goes towards the principal, right? Because that's what you think is going on. They extend your term. Now you're paying $200, let's say, still the same payment. Now your insurance went up, right? So that's what you got to consider. Now you're insured. Now, either way, no matter how you do it, you're always going to be paying more if you walk in and trade your vehicle. And another thing, this is very huge. When you're trading your vehicle in, okay, I suggest do not tell them that you have a trade. Tell them to give you the price of the vehicle that you're looking for first. And then after you get the numbers and the bottom line, then you tell them, well, you know what? That car outside, I would like to trade it in. Explain why. Because if you tell them this vehicle that's sitting outside, I want to trade it in or use it as a down payment or whatever, that's a horrible idea. Let me tell you why. Because now this vehicle that's worth $10,000, they're going to tell you, oh, well, we'll give you $5,000 for it. You're like, no, I don't want to do 10,000 or 5,000 for it. Then they'll be like, okay, well, we'll take it. We'll give you a discount on the vehicle that you're buying. But at the end of the day, all the money is still there. They're just taking money from the value of your trade-in, and they're adding it or subtracting it from the price of the vehicle. So for example, oh, I want to give you 5,000 for the vehicle and 30,000 for the new one. 5,000 for your trade, 20,000 for the new one, right? So what is that? That's 15,000, right? If you do the math. But then you're like, oh, well, 5,000 is not enough. They're like, well, okay, how about this? We'll give you 6,000 for your trade, or 7,000 for your trade, and then 22,000 for the brand new vehicle. You see how they take money from here and they add it, they plug it in there. It's just a numbers game. And that's why I'm telling you guys, it's a big thing. Don't fall for this stuff. That's why always trade it in after the fact. I know it's a headache for the dealerships. The dealerships absolutely hate when customers do that. But that's the only way you could get the best bang for your buck, okay? Always. At the end of the deal, tell them, okay, well, I want to trade in my vehicle, right? But that's what they do. They're like, oh, well, okay, I'll give you 8,000, not 5,000. But the new vehicle is going to be 23,000, right? So once you get the last number of the vehicle that you want to buy, 20,000, then you can negotiate your trade-in value, which is, oh, I'm not taking 5,000. I won't accept anything less than $8,000 for my vehicle. That's when 8,000 minus the 20,000, that's 12,000. So you're paying. So I know it's a numbers game, but always do it that way, okay? Guys, if you found any value in this video, I want you to subscribe. I want you to comment below if you ever fell for that, or if you are planning on going to buy a car at a dealership, or what kind of interest rate, what kind of dealerships you're dealing with, what kind of brands you're dealing with. Comment below. Let's all learn together, okay? Hope you guys got value out of this video. I'm planning on making more videos like this so we can make the right decision when it comes to financing and finances in general, right? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.